So let's crack open the tiny house design system, and I'll show you how easy it is to draw the framing from the book for this tiny house design. What you need is on page 220. It's the 412 pitch shed roof and the 412 pitch gable roof companion form for the 412 shed roof. For reproducing the drawing, I've called out the most important measurements, which are the outside dimensions of the forms. All the forms fit within this imaginary box that all tiny houses have to fit in if they're to be towed down a public road without a special permit. The hundreds of forms you'll find in the tiny house design system all fit within this box. The maximum height is 10 feet 10 inches for any primary form. The forms are designed to fit together, so you'll find that measurements for these different house forms are very similar. What I'm showing here is how you draw the form. You take the measurements from the book, you draw out your basic shape. Here I'm putting in a 3.5 inch perimeter around the form. I'm cutting off the bottom because I'm going to cut off the floor. The floor is really part of the trailer. And now I'm going to pull down 5.5 inches for the roof framing. After you have the basic roughed out, now you can draw some simple lines to represent where the top plates and bottom plates and rafter go. Repeat this step for all the different framing pieces that would go on the wall. Now for each piece of wood, push through to form the full board. Continue doing this until all the boards are the length you want, including the top plates, the wall studs, and the roof rafters. You can use any drawing software or method you like. I'm using SketchUp. I'll now make copies of the wall studs and rafter and space them 2 feet apart. I'll use this even 24-inch on center spacing as the basis for the wall, come back later and add in window and door openings. And now I'll move this piece of the house down into its proper position. Now I'll draw the 412 pitch gable roof section that'll go on each end of this house. I'm now going to repeat the steps that I did for the first section of the house. I've already drawn the top plates, the studs, and the rafters, and now I'm just pushing them into 3-dimensional pieces of wood and making copies and putting them at the 24-inch on center spacing. The next step will be to draw the window and door openings and lay them out on this 24-inch on center spacing. So before I start drawing the window and door openings, let me explain how it works. You have to put in a header at the top. This header transfers the load of the roof down through the jack and king studs on the sides of the header down to the foundation. I like to lay out the window and doors on the block forms first to get the placement where I think I like them, and then I bring in the framed walls behind them so that I can adjust them to fit perfectly onto the studs. All right, I've completed the framing for all the window openings, basically repeating that process that I just showed you. At this point, you would sheathe the house, insulate, put in the windows and doors, etc. And at the end, you end up with something that looks like this. You can find links in the description to get a copy. Subscribe to learn more about how it works and how to use it. Leave your questions in the comments and never stop dreaming, designing, and innovating.